players going through their game preparation, making sure they're fully warmed up for the tip. On the road, looking for a win against an Eastern Conference rival, the Miami Heat are ready to get this thing started. Glad to have you with us for more NBA action. I'm Kevin Harlan, introducing the rest of the 2K broadcast team. Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and sideline reporter Doris Burke. And now we take a brief check at the matchups. Our starting five for both teams. And guys, taking a look at Udonis Haslem, what will we see from him?
Well, he's known, and rightfully so, as a player who will use any means necessary to make a play, no matter how rough. I don't know if he exactly adheres to the rule book.
And because of that reputation, Steve, the officials always have him on isolated camera. You know, no denying it's been a heck of a run the last few years for the Heat, but you can't help but wonder if the impending 2014 summer of free agency could be the end of it all. The big three came together in a flash of lightning, it seemed, but it could end just as fast if one or all decide to opt out.
And it's the Hawks to start out. Teague against Chalmers. Now here's Teague. Tight defense on him, and he banks in the layup. Teague's got the opening field goal of the game for the Hawks. And Clark, as you were saying, the trio of LeBron, Wade, and Bosh all have options in their contracts to become free agents in 2014 if they choose to. And Steve, you have to think that at least one or two of them might exercise that right.
Well, you know LeBron will, because he's the most underpaid athlete probably in the history of sports. He's worth 10 times what he makes. But it's going to be interesting to see what Miami does here the next couple of years with their roster. You know, last year LeBron said that he was at his peak as a player, both physically and spiritually. You could see it in his eyes, just so confident. Even when things aren't going well, he now has the fortitude to make his way through that and continue to play and finish the game.
And that one's good.
Really tough to get that shot off with the size differential there. That's not an individual matchup he's going to win every time, especially in the post.
Very well done. I didn't think he had any business operating down there with the big fellas.
Bosh, that's good. Well, when you think about the level that LeBron is playing at right now, Clark, do you think he still has room to improve his game?
I think it's just a matter of his experience and picking and choosing his spots. I think his skill set is fantastic, and it's just a matter of staying the course. I don't see much improvement there. He's a terrific shooter from the three and inside the line. He drives it, makes his free throws, passes the ball, rebounds, defends. He wants to be in that 50-40-90 club on his shooting percentages, and I think he'll make it happen.
I know he's still working with Ray Allen on the free throw shooting, too.
Yeah.
And here is Williams after LeBron James hitting the three. T kicks to Korver. Shot clock at 6. Lets it go from 11 in Atlanta again with the bucket. The Heat have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for him to start off this game. Here's James. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in. LeBron's got 8 points.
And they're on fire. They've made 4 straight shots to get this thing going.
Williams against Wade. Williams passes to Korver. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Williams. He's got 5.
A good open look, and he splashes home the 3.
Williams against Wade. LeBron dishes to Wade. He feeds it to Bosh. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him.
It's going to be tough for the defense today. If he's got his A game rolling here tonight, we'll see.
T gets a screen from Millsap. Horford sets a screen for Williams. Into Al Horford. Rejected by Haslem. And they get it back. That's good. Here's James. 8 points for him. Dishes to Haslem. And he gets it to go.
That's pretty much been the norm for them. Getting their points off assists and great ball movement.
Nice rhythm and flow for this team. Tremendous communication and alertness.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Kevin, I had a chance to talk with head coach Eric Spoelstra. He talked about the impact that Al Horford can have on a game and how they'll have their work cut out for them dealing with him. He said Horford's just a complete ball player. He does all the things you want from a big man. He can shoot, handle, and pass. He's always a tough matchup, but it starts with matching his energy level. Kevin will see if they have what it takes.
Thank you, Doris. That's good. 6 points for Chris Bosh.
That's the third bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle much more effectively.
Yeah, and until they do, the problems inside are only going to get worse.
So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
A big step forward once again for Jeff Teague last season. He continued to up his scoring and assist totals and had one of his best years from the free throw line to date.
That free throw missing. And Steve, back to Teague. He's working on that outside shooting, but as a point guard, you know, Clark is very effective around the rim with those little in-between shots you like so much.
Kevin, I love the arsenal he has, and every point guard needs to have those runners, floaters, flippers, I call them. You've got to have that. You're not always going to be able to get to the rim against such, against bigger guys. And Steve also mentioned his good free throw percentage, so the more he can get himself to the line, the better for him and his team. Well, Mike Budenholzer, the new coach of the Hawks, spent 19 years with the San Antonio Spurs, including 17 as an assistant. Well, you couldn't ask for a better teaching ground than that. Major defensive lapse right there. I mean, he's not a player you can leave open for a jump shot. You got to stay attached to him. They're lucky he couldn't punish them for it.
Now here is Horford. And it's all evened up. Horford's got his first points of the game. And back to Budenholzer, who was with the Spurs for 19 years. Steve, the Spurs, the winningest team in pro sports over the last 15 years.
Yeah, I'm glad that Budenholzer has finally gotten his chance. I played for him for 4 seasons. He's a guy who loves the game. He's very dedicated, hardworking, and has learned from probably the best coach in the NBA during his time in San Antonio.
Outside Williams, pass to Court. Millsap against James. They grab their own miss. Horford. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. It's on Chris Bosh.
Yeah, he got whacked. Shouldn't be much debate on that one.
Yeah, that was as straightforward as it gets, guys.
Well, you knew with no Joe Johnson in Atlanta anymore, there'd be extra shots to go around. Al Horford got a few of them, and with Johnson's departure, it's one of the reasons he had more field goal attempts than in any season of his career.
That free throw, no good. And Steve, you talked about Horford scoring last season, upping his scoring rate. Clark over 17 points a game.
I really liked his efficiency, Kevin. Remained efficient even as he added to his point totals. He continues to be a very underrated jump shooter. Is a more physical player than he gets credit for being, and that mid-range stroke of his is something that is as good as anybody's in the league for his size.
And the free throw is good, now leading by 1. The Heat have gone 7 of 9 from the field. A really nice start offensively for them. Williams against Wade. The fadeaway hits the front of the rim and out.
Take what's available. Use the fadeaway when the defender's there on you.
The shot. And once again off the mark by Atlanta. And it's the Heat with the ball. James in the post. He's covered by Corbin. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
Well, you look at LeBron James, maybe more than any other player in NBA history, he's great in a way that transcends position. Size, skill, savvy, know-how. I mean, he's got it all.
He's off on the first. Now we're going to talk about LeBron's ability to really play any position on the floor. When you look back, Has, Steve, there ever been a player you could say that about?
I'm not sure if you could say that about both ends of the floor. I mean, there's a lot of great defensive players who could guard everybody, Scottie Pippen or Dennis Rodman. Offensively, Magic Johnson could play any position he wanted, but to be able to do so at both ends is what separates LeBron James.
And he can't get the second one to drop either. Coming up empty that time.
You know, I don't get caught up in whether Horford is a power forward or center. All I know is he can ball, and his skill set allows him to be productive and consistent.
And it was still over the rim. Offensive basket interference. And the Hawks making a change here. Carroll's checked in. Miami trailing. And Horford, a great combination of skill, Steve, and toughness.
Kevin, he's one of my favorite players in the league. Just such a high skill level, but tough. He rebounds, he defends well. He can guard either the power forward or center position. And a winner. Remember, he won 2 NCAA championships at Florida.
And now the first timeout called here for the Hawks. The Hawks have gone 7 of 11 from the field to begin the game. Teague kicks to Carroll. Back to Teague. Pass to Horford. 5 on the clock. Nice D from Bosh. The Heat have gone 8 of 11 in the first quarter. They'll take that percentage any night. Here's Wade. Good, and the assist goes to LeBron. James has got his 4th assist in this one.
Boy, this game is off to a terrific start.
No doubt, on both sides, high-octane offense.
Horford, and it's blocked by Bosh. And the shot is good. Wade with it. The kick out to Bosh. Chalmers against Teague. Chalmers pass to Battier. Heat moving the ball around. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Bosh, and it's good with time running down on the shot clock. Bosh has got 10.
He has really put his foot on the pedal this quarter, doing a tremendous job leading their offense.
Kicks to Brand. Again, the Hawks good for 2.
Whatever their plan was defensively that time, it didn't work. Not if it results in that shot.
And here's Wade. Bosh, a screen on Williams. There's the dish to Battier. And the Heat, another 3.
Kevin, he does a great job of moving without the ball, and he gets a lot of good looks because of that movement. And as long as his teammates are setting screens and looking for him, he can be lethal from the outside.
And that is the key, Steve, but his release in those catch-and-shoot moments is also terrific.
And it seems like nothing is falling for him this quarter. He's really out of his rhythm.
Chalmers dishes to Bosh. Brand against LeBron. Back to Bosh. The drive by James.
Oh, man, that was unreal.
Mark it up. Now, that was an incredible reverse throwdown right there. Tremendous body control.
I'd even go as far to say, Clark, that was a punctuation dunk. Huh?
I can feel that.
Sending a message.
Yes, sir.
A message and put it on the highlight reel for later.
And that was Kia bringing you the close-up on the big-time play. And the Heat with some changes. Chris Anderson has checked in for Bosh. And Allen subbed in for Dwayne Wade. The Hawks trail by 6. Here's Schroeder. That's good.
You know, Heat head coach Eric Spoelstra worked his way up from the very bottom in that organization. I mean, he got his start as a video coordinator, and through years of hard work and dedication has really become an outstanding coach.
Here's Cole after the made shot from Schroeder. And Cole kicks to Anderson, and he gets it to go. And the Heat lead by 6. Hawks shooting has been tremendous early. Their offense looking primed and ready for this matchup. And back to Coach Eric Spoelstra as a guy who got his start as a video coordinator, picking the game apart. Steve, he's very comfortable with the new advanced stat movement, analytics in the NBA.
Yeah, and I've had a chance to speak with him quite a bit. He says that the way they use advanced stats is just as a conversation piece in the coaching room. Their analytics department will bring them various information, and it will force them to ask questions, which is very healthy for a coaching staff to do.
Tell you what, they haven't wasted any time getting into the swing of things on the boards.
Yeah, and even though it's early, I mean, that's a great sign for them for the rest of the game.
Jenkins the pass to Schroeder. He kicks it to Horford. Just 4 to shoot. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Well, Elton Brand is a former #1 overall pick back in '99, guys. And despite that, was one of the most underrated star players from his days with the LA Clippers. Now he's starting to slow down. He's on the other side of that career mountain, if you will. But he's still a quality big man.
The first one falls. And Brand always has played bigger than his 6'8" height with those long arms of his.
Yeah, and an underrated defender, Kevin. Offensively, he's always been a very consistent mid-range jump shooter and can score around the basket. But he guards the post pretty well.
And he makes both free throws. 1:49 left in the first. Now here's James. 10 points for him. From past the arc. They grabbed their own miss. A nice shot by Anderson.
And the story of this game in the early stages is just how well they've been shooting the ball.
Steve, their percentage from the floor is really impressive up to this point.
Here's Schroeder. To the wing on the left. Horford in the post. He's against Anderson, and that one's good. That's 7 points for Horford. The Heat leading by 4. The drive by LeBron. There's the bucket. Good.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
Yeah, the defense has been futile here. 5 of the last 6 field goals in the lane.
Here's Schroeder. The feed now to Horford, and it's sent back by Anderson. And the basket by Horford. Here's LeBron. The pass to Cole. Back to LeBron. Lets the three fly. And good on the basket. Book it. James has got 15 points.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the lead.
Here's Schroeder, covered by Cole. That shot's good from Schroeder.
I'll tell you what, the defenders didn't even get a sniff of him on that move to the hoop.
And Cole kicks to James. Snatched away. Now here's Jenkins, defended by Allen. Schroeder passes to Horford. Again, the Hawks good for 2.
He is just so good from that range, guys.
You know, never mind with the height advantage he had there.
From deep, James, no good on that last second attempt there. And a good game so far as we conclude the first quarter. Heat lead by 3. And we'll be back with you right after this. Well, it's been a tight one so far as we get the second quarter going back here. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Heat?
Boy, the offense has been so smooth. Everybody working together, and you can tell they're getting good shots pretty much every time down.
Yeah, they're a well-oiled machine there. I mean, they keep the ball moving, they keep themselves moving, and as a result, they're piling up the points.
Korver at the 3 with Paul Millsap at the 4. John Jenkins is out there with Schroeder, and it's Brand in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the group starting the second quarter for the Hawks. Now here's Jenkins after LeBron James's miss. And Jenkins kicks to Schroeder. He dishes it to Korver. No good. That would have tied it.
Boy, even though he missed, you can't give up that kind of a look very often.
Yeah, they're lucky that they didn't get burned on that one.
Cole, the pass to Haslem. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
Well, he earned that one. Took the hit and still found a way to knock it down.
Yeah, fantastic body control. And the will to get it done. You like that focus.
A different look for Miami. Williams comes in for John Jenkins. And it's Teague in for Schroeder. And the free throw, no good.
Well, really the heart and soul of this Miami team in a lot of ways, Udonis Haslem. Born and raised in Miami. He's played his entire decade-long career with the Heat, and just a tough, hard-working guy and a locker room leader.
And Doris Burke has a report for us from the sideline.
Well, guys, 2 straight titles in Miami since they decided to go small. Coach Eric Spoelstra said, quote, thinking conventionally that first season with LeBron, that was my biggest regret as a coach. I put LeBron in a box. LeBron was a small forward. That's what we knew. But after the Dallas series, we decided to start from scratch. We always talked about how versatile our team was, but we never thought about what that meant. We had to do away with convention. And guys, that started by playing LeBron at the 4.
And with his length and athleticism, he has all the tools. Doris, thank you. And back to Haslem. He helped lift the Florida Gators program back to prominence. Took them all the way to the NCAA championship game, playing at center of all positions.
But was really heavy back then at Florida. And he had to lose a lot of weight before he was ready to play in the NBA. Went to Europe to play first. He's been the heart and soul of the Heat organization ever since. A lot of high hopes for what Lou Williams could do with a new team last year. It really started off quickly with Atlanta. Had some good games, but eventually the season went down the drain with that knee injury in January.
Mario Chalmers, he's checked in for Cole. And both free throws good for Williams. And for Williams' quickness, a big part of his game. We'll see how the knee affects his game, Clark.
You know, it normally takes a year or so to get back to playing, 2 years to get back to 100%, but he's signed to a very cap-friendly contract, so Atlanta may be able to weather his loss until he's back to his old self.
Now here's Allen. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change.
Oh, he's going to keep banging those home if you give him that much space.
Teague against Chalmers. And stolen by Chalmers. Pass to Haslem. And that comes off the assist by Mario Chalmers. And it's a 10-point Miami lead. Atlanta's shooting has just been outstanding tonight. 56% as a team in this game. Teague dishes to Millsap. Feeds it to Korver. And it's Haslem with the rebound. Miami has gone 4-6 from outside the arc tonight. And it's Wade penetrating. Got that bucket in no time at all. Wade's got 4 this quarter.
That kind of sums up the defensive effort we've seen here tonight, guys.
Atlanta calls timeout. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Williams kicks to Korver. Looking to end the run. And it's Miami with the rebound. Now Chalmers looking for his first basket still in this one. Wade against Williams. Wade passes to Chalmers. 6 to shoot. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him. And the Heat lead by 14.
Oh, this is getting ridiculous. They can't possibly keep this run going much longer.
I tell you what, Steve, it's already lasted longer than I thought possible.
Now here's Williams. It's stolen by Wade. Using his post move to get the 2 points. Wade's got 8 points. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for the Heat.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught him off guard. Playing airtight defense and coming up with the steals.
And the other thing they're doing is forcing a lot of turnovers, and that's helping them to get easy points at the other end.
He feeds it to Bosh. Back to Wade. Shot clock at 6. Puts it up from 12. It's rebounded by Paul Millsap. Millsap's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Teague against Wade. Outside Teague. Williams gets a screen from Korver. Shot's good by Williams.
He had a whole lot of space to get that shot off.
Yeah, I don't think the defender did a good job there of getting over the top of the screen.
Here's Wade. No good off the back of the rim. The Hawks trail by 14. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
Teague dishes to Williams. The tray. That's good. Williams has got 7 now in this quarter.
That shot becomes effortless for him when the D is so relaxed. They've got to get more intense. The Southeast Division pretty top-heavy last year, but the Hawks, while not having a real chance to win the title, managed to finish second to the Heat in the division.
Oh, man, he goes old school on us with the finger roll.
Dishes to Teague. Passes to Brand. Into Millsap. Tries to keep it alive. Here's Wade. And it's Wade again missing. And for the Hawks, Clark, as you were talking about, taking care of business, going 11-5 against the rest of the Southeast. Steve, they've always seemed to find a way to the top 3 spots of the division when it's all said and done.
Well, Kevin, I mean, let's be honest. This is not the toughest division ever. I mean, Charlotte and Washington have been really bad. Orlando was horrific last season. So, yeah, that number sounds great, but come on.
And here's Wade after the 3-pointer from Korver. Lock at 6. And it's Wade again missing.
Well, his shot's been off today, no question. He's not the guy they're going to want to look to if they want to keep this lead where it is.
Millsap sets the pick for Teague. Pass to Brand. Teague against Haslam. Shot is good, and the Heat's lead is cut down now to just 8 on the basket from Jeff Teague.
Good defense, but you gotta love the finish with the finger roll over the top.
Wade drives in. Out to the right wing. Wade, right side. And off the glass. That one's good. Wade's got 8 points here in this quarter.
He's making it look easy scoring out there because he's much more efficient here in the second.
Teague against Chalmers. Outside Williams. Out to the wing. Millsap kicks to Korver. Right side Teague. A 3-pointer off the mark. The Heat leading by 10. Wade outside. Kicks it to Chalmers. Back to Wade. Bosh, a screen on Williams. Near the 3-point line, it's Wade. Can't hit the turnaround jumper.
Really good offensive execution. Nice pick, just couldn't get the shot to go.
Boy, you love to see that as a basketball purist. Guy setting a good screen and then getting the shot opportunity.
Strong rebounding, and he's rewarded with the easy putback.
Bosh hits the pick for Wade. There's the dish to Allen. The shot's good on the assist by Wade. And it's 8 points for Ray Allen.
Well, Allen is the all-time leader in three-pointers made, past Reggie Miller a couple of years ago. So obviously you have to worry about him out there. But what makes Allen so good is that he can also put the ball on the floor, get into the paint, and score at that mid-range area as well.
And he really has a fondness for those corners. I mean, you just can't help off of him. Too much of a threat from out there. You've got to stay connected to him.
And a new group in for the Heat. Chris Anderson is checked in for Bosch. Battier comes in for Udonis Haslem. LeBron's checked in for Ray Allen. And Cole subbed in for Dwayne Wade. Here's Jenkins, 2 on the clock. No good on the quick 3.
Boy, that's a surprising miss right there. He usually feasts on those wide open opportunities.
Chalmers pass to LeBron. Back to Chalmers. Battier kicks to Cole. Kicks it out to James. Let's go. And another basket for Miami.
Boy, they look helpless defensively.
The Hawks trail by 13.
Talking about Chris Anderson, guys, the Birdman. We weren't sure if he was going to be able to fly last season, but he did latch on with a very good Miami Heat team who was in need of some help rebounding, which is his strength. He still can do that and block shots as well.
The Heat leading by 13. And Chalmers kicks to LeBron. And there's the feed to Cole. And the pass to Battier. 6 on the shot clock. Kicks it out to James. And again, LeBron missing. And the Birdman, a fan favorite from his days in Denver. The tattoos, his kinetic style of play, certainly drawing attention.
Well, he's an athletic presence inside at both ends of the floor. Defensively, he can slide his feet, block shots. And offensively, he's a guy who kind of hangs out on the weak side and finishes plays by catching and dunking.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Doris Burke. Hey, Doris.
Guys, as you know, the Miami Heat try to keep the plays they run as simple as they can and rely on their talent and teamwork to win them games. But playing like that can present its own kind of problems. Coach Spoelstra said, quote, "The challenge is not getting bored with simplicity." Simple is what works, though, as evidenced by their back-to-back titles, guys.
Well, Doris, sometimes it makes sense to keep it simple. Thanks. Here's Schroeder after the made shot from Anderson. Here's Jenkins. Oh, trying for it. But they'll get another chance. Carroll kicks to Schroeder. Schroeder off a pick from Horford. Here's Schroeder, defended by Chalmers. And Mario Chalmers gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
Second team foul.
Jenkins the pass to Schroeder. Millsap left side. No good. And it's Miami the other way. At one point they led by 16. And there's Mario Chalmers on the assist by LeBron. James has got his 5th assist in this one. Schroeder off a pick from Millsap. 35 seconds left in the first half. Schroeder kicks to Jenkins. 6 to shoot. The Hawks need to get off a shot here. No good from outside that time from Schroeder. The Heat leading by 15. Cole dishes to Anderson. It's LeBron with the drive. Count the bucket. James has got 4 this quarter.
Now they've gotten something out of just about every possession, and their defense has been just as good. Masterful performance across the board.
And don't forget, on the road, too.
Still went down, but with no defense anywhere near him, he might as well just go straight up. No need to fade away.
And that does it for the first half of play. Miami ahead, up by 15. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Hi, Kevin. Well, Coach, LeBron obviously having a tremendous game so far. What is key to his ability to take over a game?
It was probably a myriad of things, but his ability to sustain that. He came out with great force and got us off on the right note. Now we have to keep it going.
Coach, thanks for the time. Gentlemen, back to you.
All right, Doris, thank you. And folks, stay right where you are for the halftime show. Then we'll be back for the start of the second half in the third quarter.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
Saturday, the best day of the week. Let's make it even a little bit better with a halftime show. The Heat have just been all over the court, having their way on offense, and that may be an understatement. They simply can't miss. LeBron's been going at it effortlessly against Atlanta's defense. He's up to 19 points and is up to his usual tricks, dropping a lot of dimes all over the court. It's been a disappointment, though, for the Hawks so far. They've been getting roundly outplayed up to this point, and they'll need a bounce-back effort to make up for it in the second half. A big first half for Al Horford. He has 13 points, and his defense has been very solid. He's been bothering shots. He's keeping his hands active, making it difficult for guys to score on him. Thanks so much for spending halftime with me. Now let's head on back out to Kevin and the gang.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Welcome back to Atlanta, and a shot here from Atlantic Station extending over the high rises of Midtown. Boy, is that pretty.
An excellent game we've seen from LeBron. He's got 19 points. He's done a little bit of work behind the arc. He's got a pair of three-pointers.
Well, the defenders have that in the back of their minds now, too, so they're going to close out on him quicker. That should allow him to use the drive if he wants.
On the court for the Heat, Haslam and Bosh up front. Chalmers and D. Wade are the guards. And it's LeBron in at the three spot.
Well, here we go again. An open path to the hoop, an easy 2 points. Where is the defense?
The Hawks made the playoffs again, but ended up losing in the first round to the Pacers in 6 games. Dropped the first 2 in Indiana, won the next 2 in Atlanta, but it all ended when the Pacers got him in game 6.
That's good.
I'm not sure who was supposed to pick him up, but somebody's going to get an earful from the coach for leaving him that wide open.
Chalmers passes to Haslam. Horford against Bosh. Wade outside. Haslam, a screen on Williams. Here's Wade, rejected by Millsap, but they get it back. And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2. Well, and for the Hawks, it's been 6 consecutive seasons with basically this group. Certainly Joe Johnson left as a free agent to Brooklyn. But, Steve, they have yet to get past the second round in any of those playoff runs.
I think that's why they decided to part ways with Josh Smith and originally with Joe Johnson 2 seasons ago, just to make that next step, to start fresh. And they may take a dip here, but I think the future does look bright.
And he can't hit the second.
Some good play from Teague in this one. He's got 8 points, and he's done a good job distributing the ball as well.
Well, you can't discount what that's meant to this team. I mean, he's helped their cause with his passing, and it's really given his team a nice groove. And as he has gained more experience in the league, Wade has taught himself to rely a bit more on his jump shot and a little less on attacking the rim. But still, you see his confidence really lies in his ability to attack the lane.
Taking 2 shots. Under 6.
And the first one at the line is good. And Wade, still a player who thrives on getting in the lane, Clark, and for his career, under 30% from long range.
Yeah, you know, his jump shot is more of a mid-range weapon, quite honestly. He loves the bank shot, loves the floaters, and is always looking to get somebody in the air with that pump fake. And usually, more times than not, guys bite, and he gets free throws.
He gets to the line, you're right. No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2.
The Heat have magnificent talent, but even coming off an NBA title, they had never put their name into the conversation of the great team until last spring when they went on that amazing 27-game winning streak. Boy, he made a nice little bounce pass there. We call that the pocket pass, and he did it well.
And Chalmers kicks to Bosch. LeBron outside. He dishes it to Haslam. Wade drives in. Stolen. Now here comes Teague, leading the break. Good. The nice assist for Williams. Williams has got 3 assists in the game. And for the Heat, they were staring right at the 72 Lakers win record, and I'm sure everyone remembers, but ultimately they would fall, Steve, to the Bulls after 27 consecutive wins.
Yeah, that streak to me was one of the great feats in NBA history. Winning 27 games in a row in the regular season, so difficult, but it showed you what the Heat were made of. They really were battling every night, and I thought that put them on a great run heading into the playoffs.
Atlanta calls timeout.
You know, despite a bit of an apathetic fan base, the Hawks always seem to be pretty good at home. Won 25 of 41 last year and had a 44-38 overall record.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Guys, over that last break, I listened to Eric Spoelstra address his team. Their fast break offense has been lacking in his opinion, and he let his players know about it. Look for them to really start pushing the basketball. The other thing he discussed with them was that they should be forceful with the ball. He said if they see a gap in the defense, they should go straight to the bucket. Probably a good time to make some changes with a good chunk of the second half still to go, Kevin.
All right, Doris, thank you very much. Now here's Millsap. Outside Teague. He kicks it to Horford. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Horford's got 4 points in the quarter. Nobody really seems to talk about it, Clark, but the Hawks have been absolutely dynamite here at home over the last half-decade. Steve, as a visitor, you know this. Very tough to get wins here.
Why they call it the highlight factory, Kevin. I mean, this place can get rocking, and you think about some of the talent they've had here the last few years with Josh Smith, who's now in Detroit, but Al Horford, Jeff Teague, a lot of exciting players.
Miami leading by 10. Here's LeBron, and it's good. James has got 21 in the game.
And their offense is flowing. It's clicking right now at the beginning of the second half. They've made 3 of their first 4 attempts.
Teague against Chalmers, and again it will fall. Basket good there from Teague. Teague's got 12 points in the game. Miami's gone 5 of 8 from three-point land. 15 points and a deep ball for them tonight. And Chalmers kicks to Wade. Chalmers dishes to Wade. Bosch sets the pick for Wade. Inside to Bosch. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
But coming off a title last year, you always wonder if a team will maybe relax a little bit. They usually won't admit to it, but Chris Bosch readily said it at times that his team had a difficult time lighting that fire again.
2 shots.
And to go back to what Bosch said, I think that is true for every team, Clark, that comes off a championship, but they usually don't admit it like Bosch did.
Well, you know what? Once you've won it all, there is a bit of a relief and a little malaise that may settle over you, but I've always respected Bosch's candor. He's a guy who doesn't bite his tongue, and he articulates what he feels, and I think it's impressive that they fought back to the finals once more, because that shows they eventually did recapture that fire.
And the Hawks making a change here. Rand's checked in. He hits the second from the line.
Well, when the Big Three came together, they had a lot to deal with in the Southeast. I mean, a strong Orlando team and Atlanta, a team that could give them trouble, but at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, Southeast, no real match for the Heat.
Now here is Horford. He's got 17.
And they've really come out of halftime with the eye of the tiger. Plenty of fire in their eyes and tremendous focus and intensity.
It's LeBron with the drive, and Kyle Korver picks up the foul. That's his first foul. And that division title for the Heat was their 3rd in a row, 6th overall since 2004 when the division was born. Steve, helps when you go 15-1 against the other 4 teams in the Southeast.
Well, and it also helps that Charlotte and Washington are in the Southeast, Kevin. But look, this is a team that dominated the rest of the league. So when they play in a weak division, you know they're going to completely dominate those teams.
Well, I tell you what, when you get this kind of effort and efficiency from him, they're a really hard team to beat.
T kicks to Williams. And that comes off the assist by Jeff T. And 12 points for Williams.
And that kind of defense is just not going to cut it, guys. They have to get a hand in his face.
Wade gets a screen from Haslam. Wade passes to James. Back to Wade. Pulls it up. And there's another one for the Heat.
I like the way they've played here in the first half. Just an intelligent floor game, getting good shots.
Numbers certainly back that up. They're shooting a much better percentage.
And as it goes out of bounds, Atlanta able to keep the ball here. And folks, what an outstanding array of talent we've got here. Just look at the list for all-time career scoring average. Jordan and Chamberlain and LeBron.
And, of course, those guys were much more than just scorers, Kevin. They were winners, champions. But, you know, as you work your way up that list, no question, that is elite company.
Now here is Brand.
A lot of high hopes for Elton Brand to revive his dominant ways with the move to Dallas, but he sunk further away from what he once was. And, hey, this is what happens. You get older, your play starts to suffer a little bit.
And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Heat.
And their mid-range shooting continues to be accurate.
Well, you've also got to love how aggressively they've taken that ball to the basket and scored off dribble penetration.
The first free throw is good. The Heat making a switch here. Allen's checked in. Both good from the line that time. The Heat leading by 8. Chalmers with it. Inside to Bosch. The shot is off. Good work defensively by Horford. As you said, with Brand, had career lows across the board, and his statistics largely due to the lack of minutes he played. But that was in part, I think, of how inefficient he was at times, too.
And I think Brand will still be able to contribute to a team, but I think it'll be as a role player, and I agree with Steve on that. Certainly, I don't think we'll see him do 20 and 10 as he was. He was a 20-10 guy for a long time earlier in his career.
He'd have gone 5 of 7 from the field in the third quarter. Let's see if they can keep it up. Wade outside. From the top of the key, and he connects with the jumper. Wade's got 17 now.
He's so reliable. And, you know, his offense seems to be consistently there for this team.
Brand right side. Williams dishes to T. Pass to Brand. And stolen by James. Here's Wade. Throws down the breakaway jam.
Boy, he's just dangling from the rim after sending it through there.
You can see which team now has the swagger Clark right now.
Yes, exactly. It's with them.
Yeah, but you don't want to do too much to get an opponent riled up, though, either.
Here's Williams after the Heat pick up 2. Out left to the wing. Feeds it to Korver. Brand against LeBron. And as it goes out of bounds, Atlanta able to keep the ball here. Anderson, he's checked in for the Heat. Battier comes in for James. Here's Jenkins. Wade with the block. Allen outside. Wade outside. Wade left side. Out of bounds. Atlanta will take possession.
Man, I don't know what happened right there. He just basically walked out of bounds.
Schroeder, he's checked in for Atlanta. So it's Atlanta now, down by 12. He feeds it to Horford. Passes it to Schroeder. Back to Horford. 6 on the shot clock. Dishes it to Jenkins. Lets it go from the wing. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
That's one he knows he should have made.
The Hawks trail by 12. Brand kicks to Schroeder. Pass to Jenkins. The dish to Brand. Connects on the 9-footer. Brand's got 8 points. Here's Wade. He's got 19. Good. Wade's got 11 in the second half.
Their prowess inside has been tremendous, guys. I mean, it's been no contest down on the low block.
And until they prove they can stop him, I mean, they ought to continue to pound it in low.
Jenkins. But they get it back. Here's Schroeder, covered by Cole. Schroeder passes to Brand. And it's Miami with the rebound. Anderson's got 5 rebounds tonight. Good ball movement here by the Heat. And that one's good. And the Heat lead by 14.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
I agree. They need more energy in the post, maybe some double teaming. They've got to get their defense in gear.
Schroeder kicks to Jenkins. And now here comes Cole, leading the break. Now that's how to finish the break. Throw down with force.
Boy, the kind of moments you love to see. Excellent defense leading to a dunk at the other end.
Clark, you got to marvel at the transition game when they've got it clicking. It's really explosive.
High octane for sure.
Oof. Yeah, turning defensive pressure into offensive opportunities. That's what it's all about.
And Atlanta has possession after the Heat pick up 2. Schroeder off a pick from Horford. Here's Schroeder, guarded by Cole. Schroeder passes to Brand. No good. Some solid defense from Battier. And here's Miami. They're on a 12-4 run right now. Here's Wade. And the shot is good. Wade's got 13 points in just this quarter.
You know, it's not so much that the Heat score a lot of points. It's just that they score them in spurts. And it almost is a surprise when they end the possession without scoring or getting an easy shot. So good at spacing the floor and moving the ball.
Well, as they continue to dominate, you wonder just how much higher this lead might get.
I think it really could get out of hand, and you can credit their defense just as much as their offense for that.
Now here's Jenkins. Here's Brand. Battles through traffic and lays it in. Brand's got 10. And Clark, just as you said, the Heat just so efficient offensively. Made about half their shots they took on the year and ended up with the best shooting percentage, Steve, in the NBA.
Well, it was all about floor spacing and LeBron, Kevin. They put shooters everywhere, but LeBron and Wade would attack, and they had really good flow and movement with the ball. I think over time now, given this team 3 years now, it's one of the best offenses in the league.
Atlanta with the ball after the miss from Cole. Here's Horford. There's the bucket. Good. Horford's got 21.
So far, going for more of an inside game here in the second half, and I like that. A little smash mouth basketball, taking it inside.
Left side, Anderson. Fade away. Second chance shot, and Allen puts it in. Allen's got 4 points now in the quarter.
That sort of epitomized this game, guys. One team going all out, getting rebounds and putbacks, and the other team just dragging.
Out to the right wing, puts it up from 15, and again it's Atlanta.
Well, his scoring this quarter has been off the charts, and the complexion of the game as a result may change.
Kicks to Anderson. And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2.
Chris Andersen, known as the Birdman, possibly because he flies above the rim all the time. He's got a huge wingspan, great reach, leaping ability, blocks a lot of shots down there.
Birdman has always been great at defense, and as he keeps adding years in the league, you know, it's an ability of his that has never diminished. Free throw, good, Anderson. Atlanta making some changes. Millsap comes in for Elton Brand. And it's Korver in for Damari Carroll. Both free throws good from Anderson.
For the last decade or so, Atlanta has been pretty consistent. Always seems to find a way to get to the playoffs, and part of that is they've been pretty good against the Eastern Conference.
Here is Korver, 13 points in the game. His three-pointers off the mark. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. It's Allen with the drive. Anderson dishes to Allen. The feed to Battier. Wade outside. Just 5 to shoot. And the pass to Cole. Miami no good on that time either. Heaves it up. Can't get it to go. Well, through 3/4 of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Heat. It's a double-digit ball game. And it's time now to reveal our State Farm assist of the game. Today, Steve, it's a big man winning the honor.
And it was a no-brainer. This assist was really out of this world. I mean, he had a great understanding of the situation and where the ball had to go.
The Hawks trail by 18. Millsap at power forward with Horford at center. Williams the 2 with Korver at the 3. And it's Teague in at the point. So that's the Hawks 5. He dishes it to Horford to the left side wing. Rebounded by Battier.
Well, the shot was there for him, and he had to take it. I don't care if he didn't convert it. He's got to take that every time.
They double him with Horford. Pass to James. He kicks to Bosh. Baseline jumper. Good, and the assist goes to LeBron. James has got 9 assists in the game. Great passing. Williams passes to Horford. Feeds it to Millsap. Horford kicks to Millsap. Horford's shot is good. Horford's got 12 points in just the second half.
And he's made the most of his chances, hasn't he? He really needs to continue to work for those good looks.
Bosh sets the pick for James. Battier with a screen on Teague. Chalmers with it. He's picked up by Millsap. Shot clock at 6. Here's Wade. That misses off the backboard. The Hawks trail by 18. And Williams, here we go. Millsap's against Bosh. Williams dishes to Horford. Stolen by Chalmers. LeBron kicks to Wade. Battier, the pass to Wade. He feeds it to Bosh. We're about 2 minutes into the 4th quarter in this one. Right side Teague. Here's Millsap. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Well, Millsap, a great signing with the Hawks. 2-year deal, $19 million. You like the skill level, a guy who battles inside. And even when he's at a size disadvantage, he still seems to really prosper.
The first one falls. And you look at the development for Paul Millsap. He's steadily improved as a passer, as a shooter at the line. His overall game is upward.
He's even starting to shoot more threes these days,
Right.
Kevin. Yeah, he's undersized, but just knows how to use the rim to protect his finish. I think what I like best about him is just his constant energy.
That one falls, so he hits both of them.
You go back to the 2006 draft when Paul Millsap was taken 47th guy. Now remember, he had led college basketball in rebounding in all 3 of the years he played at Louisiana Tech. 3 straight years leading the NCAA. That's something that never had been done, not even by a 4-year player. And he ended up being drafted 47th. Hard to figure how that could happen, but he's made the most of his time in the NBA.
The drive by James, and Bosh gets it to go on the assist by LeBron. 19 points for Chris Bosh.
And he was one step ahead of the defense when he fired that pass for the assist.
And Clark, going back to that 2006 draft you were talking about, it wasn't exactly stacked. In fact, Millsap might be the second best player in that draft class, Steve, after LaMarcus Aldridge.
Well, it's amazing when you look back. I mean, how did he slip through the cracks all the way to the second round? He might not have had prototype size for the power forward position, but you know, it's all about production, and he was one of the great rebounders the college game had ever seen.
Now here's James, following the miss by Paul Millsap. Wade dishes to Haslam.
And no question, he got bumped on that shot.
Definitely no room for discussion on that one.
At the line for the Heat, Udonis Haslam. 2 shots. Thunder Sticks.
And the first one at the line is good. That's also good, so he hits both free throws.
What a game we've seen here for Haslam. He has 8 points and 4 assists as well. He's getting it done, making plays by setting up his teammates and grabbing some nice boards, too.
Yeah, he's doing all those little things that are so important.
Into Millsap. It's stolen by Haslam. James with it, and it's Horford picking him up. Wade on the wing. Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by, and he gets it to go.
Boy, they've been so sound offensively in the second half. I love the way they're playing.
Yeah, there's really no comparison in the shooting percentages between the teams since the break.
Now here's Williams. Millsap up top. Passes it to Teague. Will it go? And it's good on the way up.
Good defense, but gotta love the finish with the finger roll over the top.
The Heat leading by 22. Chalmers off the pick from Bosh. Wade left side, back to Chalmers. Haslam a screen on Teague, and Chalmers kicks to Bosh. Bosh sets the pick for Wade. That is good. Wade's got 6 in the quarter.
Wow, such a steady hand. He's the one responsible for getting them this late lead.
Can't argue with that at all, Steve. His shooting percentage has been off the charts.
Now here's Williams. Williams gets a screen from Millsap. Williams passes to Horford, and it's blocked by Bosh. Wade against Williams. Wade dishes to LeBron. Here's Bosh, rejected by Millsap. And that's out of bounds. Miami will retain possession.
12 seconds on the shot clock. 12.
Teague against Bosh. Shot clock at 6. Dishes it to James. Good. LeBron's got 23 points.
You know, it's really hard not to notice the difference in the passing of these two teams today.
Yeah, look at the discrepancy in the assist column between these two teams.
And here's Miami. They're on a 14-6 run. Got a piece of it. And that'll be Miami as it goes out of bounds. The Heat retain possession.
Maybe a low percentage pass, but it still nearly got through.
I like it, though. I mean, it's an aggressive play. Heads up defending to deflect it away.
And the Heat going with the whole new group on the floor. And Cole kicks to Wade. Inside to Beasley. The dish to Cole. Out to Wade. Just 5 on the clock. No luck. Good work defensively by Martin. Hawks have gone 2 of 7 from the field in what's been a cold start to the fourth quarter for them. Cunningham off the pick from Martin. Brand a screen on Beasley. Carroll kicks to Cunningham. Good on the three-point shot.
Yeah, he had to get that shot off quickly because the defense was all over.
Yeah, that's the key, Steve. The quick trigger. Any hesitation, and that shot gets blocked.
Now here's Anthony. Wants to get it to Beasley and does. Now Haslem inside, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
Guys, good job working it down low and getting the high percentage look there. That's good basketball.
For Atlanta, they've gone 3 of 8 here in the fourth quarter. Cunningham passes to Brand. No good off the back of the rim. For Miami, they've gone 7 of 11 from the floor in the final quarter so far. Been some solid looks for them. And the basket by Wade.
And you can feel the pattern of this game, guys. They're working it inside, dominating in the paint, getting good shots at will.
Well, 4 of their last 5 baskets, guys, have been of exactly that variety.
And it's Martin missing. Heat have gotten exactly 2/3 of their shots to find the bottom of the net here in the fourth, 8 of 12. Wade with it. Cunningham's there. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Wade seems to be slowing down just a touch, and the difficulty as you get older when you're not a great jump shooter, which Wade is not, is that the defenses will back off you. And that's the big challenge now for Dwayne Wade, adjusting to that newer style of defense that he's going to be looking at.
And the first one at the line is good. And Steve, you go back to the strong output for Dwayne Wade last season for the 4th time. In his career, he averaged over 20 points and 5 rebounds and 5 assists a game. Clark, one of only 4 players in the league last season to hit that mark.
And Kevin, he led all shooting guards in player efficiency rating for the 5th consecutive season. Some might argue, but the numbers speak truth. He's the best shooting guard in the game.
So it's the Hawks now. Here is Cunningham. Left side, Martin. And it's out of bounds. The Heat will take it the other way.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
John Jenkins checked in for Atlanta. Schroeder comes in for Cunningham.
Dennis Schroeder.
Miami's gone 5 of 9 when they put up the 3-point shot tonight. Here's Cole. He's guarded by Schroeder, and it's blocked by Schroeder. Atlanta's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Takes a 3, and he gets the bucket.
That's 2 bombs in a row from long range.
Yeah, shoddy defense there. Far too slow to react on the closeouts.
Cole dishes to Anthony. Beasley outside. Wade kicks to Beasley. Now the feed to Cole. High post try, and that one's good. Atlanta's gotten off 4 3-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen. Here's Schroeder. No good. And it's Miami the other way. Here's Beasley. Makes it off the glass.
Boy, they are passing the ball very crisply right now.
They sure are. That's 3 straight buckets that have come off of assists.
Schroeder kicks to Brand. Baseline Jay on the way, and he overshot that one, missing. The Heat shooting nearly 70% from the floor. They are putting on a clinic offensively. Here's Beasley, and the Heat get another bucket right there.
That jump shot has been a dimension of this game where they've had a clear advantage.
Yeah, they've been pulling up and watching them go down.
And Ion kicks to Schroeder. In low to Brand. And the pass to Schroeder. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Jenkins, and Wade sends it back. And so it looks like the Hawks will retain possession here. Paul Millsap's checked in for Elton Brand. Poke loose. Here's Jenkins. No good on the quick 3.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but in the rebounding department too, Clark.
Yeah, it's been a really gritty performance. They'll have some bruises to show for it, but that's the way it should be. You should feel that you've competed when you do that work inside.
Here's Anthony. The shot's good on the assist by Wade.
Nice pass there to set that bucket up.
Yeah, guys, and that's 10 of their last 12 points now coming off of assists.
Out left to the wing. Carroll for 3. Count the bucket.
I'll tell you what, they are dialed in from three-point land here in the fourth quarter.
You called that one right. Causing some serious harm from long range.
Here's Cole. Pass to Wade. Rebound by the Hawks. Millsap's got 11 rebounds in the game. A step-back shot here, and he gets the bucket.
Well, you know, he has shot the ball well, but it has not been contagious. And his teammates, they haven't had the same groove, and that's why we're looking at this result so far.
Now here's Beasley. 1:25 left in the fourth quarter. The drive by Wade. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
Wade's been able to continue his game. He's got 33 points and 3 denials. You know, as tremendous as his stats are, what I've liked most is just the effort he's put into this game.
Yeah, it's really been something, Clark. The energy that he's brought, he's worked his tail off at the offensive end, and first guy back defensively as well.
That free throw good from Wade.
He's simply just willing himself to the line here.
Both free throws good from Wade. 1:20 left in the fourth.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, dominating performance for Miami.
A beautiful pass doesn't always get you on the highlight reels, Clark, but there were some spectacular dishes in this game.
Yeah, it was a team that was really in sync. They trusted each other and took the right shots.
You always need role players to step up and help, and that was the case here as everything was working for James. He just looked like an orchestrator out there, keeping his teammates involved, running to the open spots. I mean, he would constantly find them more often than not.
Here's Jenkins following the basket by Paul Millsap.
With the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in control of this game.
Yeah, they have not let their guard down one bit in the paint.
Here's Cole. Anderson passes to Wade. Just 5 on the clock. Wade double teamed. Here's Anderson. And that's collected by Ion. Atlanta's gone beyond the arc 7 times here in the fourth and been successful 3 times. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed.
Ran his man straight into that screen to open the lane up for the hoop.
Here's Cole. And so Miami takes this one by a big margin. You know, Clark, every team has a bad night, and these guys might want to watch the tape of this game the next time they have a bad night to remind themselves how dominant they can be.
Well, this is one of those dreamlike games for a coach.
And now we send you down to Doris Burke courtside, who's with our Jordan Player of the Game. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. LeBron, congratulations on a wonderful performance. Can you tell us what goes on in your mind when you get in this kind of a rhythm like we saw in this basketball game?
It's a zone you get into, and you know, it's kind of unexplainable, you know, and you try to go out there and you feel like there's nothing that you can't do. You know, and hopefully the momentum just continued to go throughout the whole quarter, and it did. And not only did it open up for me, it opened up for the rest of us, too.
Thank you so much. Back to you guys at the table.
Thank you, Doris, for that. And now for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan saying see you next time as we present our Jordan Player of the Game, LeBron James.